Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm New Catch Gaming, bringing you your gameplay and reviews. Using my own personal opinions and viewpoints, I'm here to offer a service to you guys with deep dive descriptions and gameplay of the smaller games in the gaming industry right now. And if you're a parent, offer you insight into which games are suggested for your children, or if you're an average gamer, just games that should be played in general and given the spotlight they deserve. So, let's get into it. Today, we are reviewing one of the Game Pass's newest additions called My Friendly Neighbourhood. My Friendly Neighbourhood is a unique and thrilling indie horror game that combines elements of survival, puzzle solving, as well as the unsettling nostalgia of classic children's television. The game takes place in a seemingly innocent, colourful world inspired by old school kids shows. But there's a dark twist lurking beneath the surface. Imagine walking into a neighbourhood where everything seems bright, but something is not quite right. The characters, initially friendly and welcoming, hide a more sinister secret. Set in a seemingly quaint but somewhat creepy neighbourhood, the player must navigate through various environments, solving puzzles and avoiding increasingly hostile puppet-like enemies that were once the stars of the children's television show. As you progress, the game creates a sense of unease with its dark atmosphere, creepy ambience, and the eerie, unsettling behaviour of the puppet inhabitants. The game features a blend of exploration, puzzle solving, as well as combat, where you'll need to use your wits and limited resources to survive the increasingly bizarre and dangerous situations. The world itself feels both nostalgic and ominous, with vibrant colours and cheerful environments contrasted by the ever-present dread of what is lurking around every corner. Moving on, the antagonist, his name is Gordon. He is the main character of My Friendly Neighbourhood. He's a down-to-earth, relatable guy who's thrown into the chaos of the neighbourhood's strange happenings. You play as him as he attempts to escape or survive the unsettling place, while also uncovering the mysteries behind the strange behaviour of the once sweet puppet characters. The tone of the game shifts between dark humour, tense moments of horror. The creepy, disorienting atmosphere plays heavily on the fear of familiar things turning against you, as the puppets you encounter were once designed to entertain, but now they bring nothing but dread. Furthermore, the game also has many weapons that you can collect throughout the game, such as a minigun called the Conclusion, grenades called Punctuation, a pistol and a shotgun, as well as your classic wrench, which is a staple in many different horror games that have recently surfaced, all the way back from BioShock. And it is not easy to find the ammo or to find the resources to keep up, because no matter what you play on, there is always going to be the ever sense of dread of what's going to happen. And if you run out, it is manageable because the wrench does work, but you'll understand in the gameplay. Now it's time to dive into the core mechanics of My Friendly Neighbourhood. Exploration. The exploration in My Friendly Neighbourhood feels both freeing and tense, as you're constantly uncovering new areas while evading hostile puppet enemies. The environment is rich in detail, with each room telling a piece of the story, and there's a real sense of dread as you dig deeper into the eerie neighbourhood, uncovering the reasons why the puppets became the way they did. What makes it good? The world building is top notch, and the non-linear exploration encourages you to look carefully for clues, items and hidden secrets, which will keep you invested in every corner you turn while playing the game. Such as finding keys in the later game, which can be used in the earlier stages of the game for Example, the green triangle or red diamond key, which is used in the earlier stages, such as the stage in the background clip, Studio 4. Combat system. Combat in My Friendly Neighbourhood isn't the over-the-top action in most horror games, but it's intense and strategic. You can use makeshift weapons, such as plungers and brooms, but ammo and health are limited, so every fight feels high stakes. As well as this, the combat isn't violent, and when I say this, I mean there is no gore or harmful scenes. And when you get into combat with the puppet enemies, your guns shoot out letters, and ragdolls the enemy once they have been knocked unconscious. And the way to keep them from becoming conscious again is to duct tape them to the floor, to avoid any resurfacing. However, as you come back to the parts of the map, the puppets will still talk to you using unique dialogue that each enemy has got in the game. What makes it good? The limited resources force you to be smart about when to fight and when to run, creating a sense of balance between survival and strategy. It's not about the mindless actions, but careful decision making, as shown in other games such as Resident Evil and Silent Hill, two of the horror genre's most known games. Now, moving on to resource management. You'll have to manage a limited inventory of ammo, health items and tools throughout the entire game. Every item you find becomes crucial to your survival, and you need to think ahead about how to use your resources efficiently. This is a good thing because it adds to the player's experience and will also help them plan out their next moves. What makes this good? This mechanic heightens the tension, making every encounter feel more consequential. The scarcity of supplies makes finding a new item feel like a small victory or a large one depending on what you find. And you'll often find yourself revisiting the before areas of the map to scavenge for more supplies. It also creates more difficulty for the player, as they need to use different cognitive skills in order to proceed ahead with the game, such as critical thinking and planning their next move accordingly, because when you're playing on some of the larger difficulties, the more harder ones, it becomes crucial to plan your strategy before you jump head first. Now, moving on to puzzle solving. The puzzles are thoughtfully designed, requiring both a logical and creative thought process to solve. They range from simple item-based tasks, such as in the sewers, where once you build up the electric box, you have to attach to a machine and match the shapes to reach the numbers on the clocks, which is shown to you in the save room, which is in the clip right now. Or to more complex, multi-step challenges that push you to interact with the environment and think outside the box. The puzzles are also simplistic, if you do not think too hard about it, which offers an immersive gameplay, as well as gives you, the player, a small win and a sense of achievement and accomplishment. What makes this good? The puzzles never feel out of place. They complement the story and atmosphere, providing a satisfying break from combat, while also deepening your understanding of the world, allowing for the players to grasp a more in-depth lore of the game and the stories that surround the reason why the puppets and the show turned the way it did. Moving on to atmosphere and tension. The atmosphere plays a huge role in the game, with sound design, lighting and environmental storytelling combining together to create an ever-present sense of dread. The once cheerful puppet characters are now hostile, and their presence constantly looms over the player. The use of lighting and ruined areas also enhance the atmosphere and makes you think what really could be lurking at your next turn. However, sometimes the strong tension and eerie atmosphere is disrupted by Gordon. Oh, he is such a great protagonist in this game, I must mention. Now, What makes the atmosphere and tension good? The tension doesn't rely on cheap jump scares. Instead, it's about maintaining an unsettling mood through subtle audio cues, eerie visuals, and the looming danger of the puppets that were once friendly. This makes it more suitable for the younger audiences and reaches to a wide demographic of players, aging from children to adults who know not only the true horror, but also the nostalgia of the childhood shows. As a past point was made, moving on to the character and dialogue. Gordon, the protagonist, offers a refreshing change from the typical silent horror protagonist. His witty, sarcastic remarks during tense moments break up the horror, making the game feel more personal. He breaks the tension sometimes within the game, creating humorous moments to not push the element of horror too far, which, in my opinion, is good for the players, especially those of a younger target audience who will play this game thinking, oh, it's a mascot horror game, let's have a go. What makes this good? Gordon's humour and personality add a unique layer to the narrative, making him an engaging character to follow. It creates a more emotional investment as you navigate through the nightmare, offering his own insight to how he feels about the funky characters as well as the surroundings, which he may or may not like. And I believe horror games need more characters like Gordon, as he is the highlight of the comedic side of the game. Adding on to this point, the puppets in the map. They have unique dialogue options, and their character design has been made to interact with the protagonist Gordon, which is good. They have unique lines depending on which puppet it is you're going against, as well as just random things they say, which you can pick up on in the background, like the sly digs or sly remarks, and the horror elements of what they do to their friends. But it all adds to the build-up and the lore, the narrative, and how the characters develop throughout the game. You'll come across more and more puppets, and each one of them creates more sense of character in the entire thing, which is a really good option in a horror game. And I do agree that My Friendly Neighbourhood is that perfect mix between horror, comedy, and it's amazing. Right guys, it's coming to the end of the video, and now it's time to put my conclusion, my personal views, my personal opinions in. So, the rating My Friendly Neighbourhood gets from me is an 8.5 out of 10 of the entirety of the game, as it has got the horror elements in it, the comedic elements in it. It is not too graphic of a game, and the mechanics and controls are quite easy to grasp. And the development of characters, story, and even the character models, it is an all-round good game. But saying this, I believe that teenagers from 11 to 16 and anyone above, this is the right game for you, because your minds are more built to be able to process emotions and feelings. And if you're younger and you do want to play it, that's all good. I'm just giving my personal opinion on the rating it should be. And yeah, it's an overall good game. And fortunately, we're coming to the end of the video. It's been a pleasure, guys, and there's some schedule change now. I'll be releasing 2 to 3 videos a week for now, and going forward you'll see a lot more content coming up. So thank you guys for watching. This is New Catch Gaming. We're out.